Okay, here's a wild thought for you. What if our entire education system, the thing we're told is the key to success, was actually designed for something completely different? What if it's a trap that we all just proudly walk right into? Let's pull back the curtain on this, because the system might be failing us by its very design.
So to really get this, we've got to look at this huge paradox we see all around us. On one hand, we praise the rebels, the rule breakers, right? But on the other, we're all taught to follow a very specific path that, almost never leads to that kind of success.
I mean, just look at this. You've got some of the world's most successful people, Gates, Zuckerberg, Branson, who all famously dropped out. They broke free. And then, on the flip side, you've got these heartbreaking stories. I mean, we've all heard them, right? People who did everything they were supposed to, got degree after degree, and just ended up completely lost and struggling.
This quote, wow. It's from a man who spent 12 years studying, earned 3 postgraduate degrees, and found himself with nothing to show for it. Man, you can just feel the weight in those words, can't you? That's the sound of someone who trusted the system completely and was just left with nothing but sadness.
So this all leads to one massive question, right? What exactly did people like Bill Gates escape? What is this trap that so many other people are falling into? To find the answer, we actually have to go way back in time. Because the real story of our education system isn't about learning, it's about control.
Yeah, the whole modern school system wasn't born from some noble idea to make kids creative or teach them to think for themselves. Nope. Its roots are in something way more, well, let's say, practical and, frankly, authoritarian. It was all about creating obedience.
All right, so let's rewind the clock. The year is 1806. Prussia, a huge European power, gets absolutely crushed by Napoleon's army. The leaders were just stunned. They thought their army was unbeatable. So what went wrong? This single defeat kicked off a chain reaction that, believe it or not, still shapes our schools today. And the conclusion they came to? It was pretty simple, and honestly, kind of terrifying. Their soldiers were thinking for themselves too much. So their solution was to build a brand new, mandatory education system with one single chilling goal: to mass-produce mindlessly obedient soldiers who would follow any order, no questions asked.
And here's the crazy part. This model worked. Like it worked scarily well. So well that other big powers around the world started paying attention and thought, hey, we could use this. And just like that, this blueprint for control started spreading all over the globe.
So check this out. By the 1840s, the Industrial Revolution is booming. Factory owners needed workers who would show up on time and do repetitive tasks without complaining. The Prussian model? Perfect for that. Then, around the same time, the British Empire needed a way to manage its massive colony in India. So what did they do? They brought in the very same system to create obedient local workers. And if you want proof, look no further than this. Lord Macaulay, a top British official in India, laid it all out. He wasn't trying to hide it. The goal was never to empower Indians. It was to create a whole class of people who would run the empire for them, thinking and acting like their rulers.
Okay, so that's the history lesson. But what does a 200-year-old system, built for soldiers and colonial clerks, have to do with India today? Well, the impact is, it's huge, and honestly, not in a good way. It's a real struggle.
This old system is still pushing millions of people into what we call the rat race. You know the drill. Get a degree, find a job, usually one that doesn't pay enough, and then, bam, you're hit with debt, a home loan, a car loan, and all of a sudden your whole life is ruled by this fear of losing your job, which keeps you stuck, maybe in a career you don't even like.
And the one thing that path is supposed to guarantee, a good job, well, that's becoming an illusion. Get this, a staggering 42% of Indian graduates under 25 are unemployed. Let that sink in for a second. Nearly half of all young graduates, with a degree in hand, have no job.
And even if you do get a job, the money can be, well, pretty shocking. Just to give you some perspective on how different work is valued around the world, an engineer in India, on average, can earn up to 10 times less than a truck driver in the United States. So much for financial freedom, right?
And look, you might think, oh, that's just for average schools. No way! We're talking about the IITs here, the absolute cream of the crop in India. We're seeing dozens of graduates from the very top universities who can't find a job. I mean, if the best and brightest that the system produces are getting left behind, that's a huge red flag that the whole system is broken.
So, okay, the old road is broken. What now? How do you actually escape a trap that's been set for centuries? Well, it's going to take a totally different way of thinking about what education even means.
This really breaks it down, right? On one side, you've got the old way. It's all about degrees, marks, theory, and the goal is just to get a stable job. But the new path, that's about building real skills, about what you can actually do. It's about exploring what you're passionate about and learning from people who are out there doing it, not just talking about it. The goal isn't just a job, it's becoming self-reliant.
So how do you actually do it? Well, it's about a mindset shift. It means caring more about what you can do than what piece of paper you have. It means you can use online courses to learn marketing from an actual expert who's doing it every day. For parents out there, it means getting just as excited about your kid building an app as you are about their math scores. And hey, maybe we should stop calling it a drop year to study for exams and start calling it a build year. A year to try something, build a little business, and learn what it really means to succeed or fail on your own terms.
So in the end, it really all comes down to this one question for you. Are you going to walk down that well-worn path that was designed to make you a good employee and lead to a predictable life? Or are you going to find the courage to step off that path and build something that's truly yours? The old system will always be there, offering you stability, but the future, that belongs to the people who are brave enough to build their own.